Hey there, everyone. That Sexy Nerd is back, and we're reacting to the next episode of Death Battle. I think it's Demon Slayer versus JoJo All Star. You know, I've never watched either, honestly. Well, okay, that's not true. I've watched like a couple of episodes of Demon Slayer, but you know, I had other things going on, so decided to drop it. But I do want to get back into it. This does seem very interesting, and it really did grab my attention. And JoJo, all I know is of the memes, like kind of the memes. Like, you know, I think like, you know, did you just make a JoJo's reference? You know, I barely know anything about JoJo Superstar or whatever it is, and man, yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I think I'm at a loss for words here. I just don't know that much to say, because I know that obviously there's demons in Demon Slayer that they're slaying, and yeah, I think the sister was turned into a demon, yeah, and yeah, I'll just look at this as a newbie here. Maybe I'll be able to, you know, get a new perspective on both shows. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, and also, please, don't forget to like and subscribe. Here we go.
Tanjiro Kamado, the sun-breathing demon slayer swordsman.
Jonathan Joestar, the very first JoJo who ever Jojed.
These two anime monster hunters are as deadly with a blade as they are infinitely good-natured.
But don't cross them, else they might leave you breathless.
Oh, it's gonna be in sprites again.
Daisho Japan, an era of unparalleled progress and imperial domination.
Uh-oh.
But this empire had a sickness, a rot at its core. Demons. This race of superhuman cannibals originated from one being, their all-powerful progenitor, Muzan Kibutsuji.
Who spent his evenings slaughtering families and eating them, including the Kamado clan.
Though one of them fatefully survived, the eldest son, Tanjiro.
Well, the good news is your sister Nezuko is alive too. Bad news is she's a demon now. So sorry, champ, I'm chalking this day up as an L.
But Tanjiro possessed the golden heart of an anime protagonist, and he devoted his life to curing Nezuko's curse and ending Muzan's evil once and for all.
So he joined the Demon Slayer Corps, a secret group of badass demon hunters with badass swords. Forged from a unique sunlight-absorbing ore, the Nichiren blade is one of the only weapons that can decapitate a demon and end their unholy existence for good. Especially when combined with the Slayer's fancy pants katana magic.
It isn't katana magic. Okay, well, it's totally katana magic, but that's not what it's called.
Yeah, it's breathing, which is so lame. Anybody can do that. Oh, God. I was wrong.
This is total concentration breathing, a technique developed by the Demon Slayers in order to massively increase their physical abilities to match their blatantly superhuman powers.
I remember that rock thing. That was pretty cool.
Intake of oxygen, users can boost their concentration, reactions, and even manipulate the flow of their blood. This can help in slowing down poisons or speeding up the coagulation of wounds.
Which means he can use it to quickly recover in case of injury or fatigue. And Demon Slayers can combine their breathing with their blades for, well, katana magic!
Each breathing style is a separate form of sword combat. The first form Tanjiro mastered was water breathing, a flexible defensive style where a user's blade summons water to slice like a raging current.
Tanjiro's literal boneheaded stubbornness made him a prodigy demon slayer in no time.
Yeah.
He proved to be a tactical genius in combat, able to discern an opponent's weaknesses and exploit them in the heat of the moment. It was almost as if demon slaying was in his very blood.
Because it was! Hundreds of years ago, the creator of the very first breathing style taught this knowledge to Tanjiro's ancestors, who passed it down to Tanjiro himself.
This was the dance of the fire god, the Hinokami Kagura, sun breathing.
With sun breathing, Tanjiro's sword bursts into godlike flames that slow a demon's healing factor and can turn into a wicked fire dragon.
Sun breathing increases Tanjiro's speed and power, but at a cost. It will quickly tire him out, and overuse could severely debilitate him.
Which can also turn on this really distracting burst on his forehead.
Through intense stress and exertion, Tanjiro can activate this Demon Slayer mark, which boosts his already crazy strength and speed even further.
And gives him access to the see-through world. Basically, it slows down time for Tanjiro and gives him x-ray vision.
This allows him such a precise understanding of his opponent's muscle movements that he can predict their future actions, sort of like a spider sense. He can even do the same with just his sense of smell. No Demon Slayer mark needed. Not only can his nose detect people from hundreds of yards away, it lets him find an opponent's opening in battle even easier than before.
You'd think being an anime swordsman would make Tanjiro even edgier than his blade, but he's basically the group mom, with an innocent little cherub sweetness matched only by his raw badassery.
Tanjiro is tough enough to survive being stabbed in the stomach, fast enough to dodge lightning, and strong enough to slice through and derail a literal demon train.
That demon turned himself into a train, Wiz! Funniest shit I've ever seen. And this demon, Doma, was able to freeze the air into this giant ice statue in only a few seconds. That takes a lot of energy.
And Tanjiro's managed to keep up with similarly powerful demons like Hantengu, Akaza, and eventually the strongest of them all, Muzan himself.
With
Really?
the help of his friends, of course.
It would take all their efforts and countless sacrifices, but Tanjiro and the Demon Slayers would continue to fight to realize their dream of a world that is safe for humanity. And whatever Inosuke is.
Victorian England! An infamously shit-tastic time to be alive.
Whether you were a lowly street
Jack
rat
the
or a
Ripper.
wealthy noble. Okay, well, that last one probably wasn't so bad.
That is, unless your dad, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to adopt the single greatest asshole in human history and make him your brother.
Is that Dio?
That'd make you one unlucky schmuck.
That would make you Jonathan Joestar.
Hadn't you heard, Wiz? Everybody just calls him JoJo.
In an effort to take the Joestar fortune for himself, Jonathan's new brother Dio dedicated his life to breaking Jonathan emotionally, turning him into a docile puppet. But after being bullied, beaten, and thoroughly traumatized, something awakened deep in Jonathan's heart. The raging fire of a gentleman.
I don't think beating the living piss out of Dio was gentle, but it sure was satisfying. Too bad it didn't last forever, because only a few years later, Dio got his revenge when he turned into a vampire and killed Papa Joestar. Classic Dio.
With Dio now bent on world domination, Jonathan would need more than his righteous fist to save the day.
Yeah, he needed a creepy floating Italian man that punches frogs
What
with
the
the
fuck?
power of the sun.
It wasn't just any creepy floating Italian man. It was Will Antonio Zeppeli, a practitioner of Hamon, an ancient martial art designed specifically to do battle against vampires like Dio. Through their breaths, Hamon users can blast a hot electric ripple out of their bodies and flood it into their opponents. Huh.
That's what Hamon
Yeah,
did.
I'm the same way.
Man, if I had a nickel for every anime protagonist who killed monsters with the power of breathing, well, that'd be 2 nickels. But let's agree, it's weird that it happened twice.
Hamon energy massively increases a user's physical abilities and allows them to disintegrate vampires with a single punch. In order to fight Dio, Zeppeli taught Jonathan everything he knew.
Like the Zoom Punch, where Jonathan stretches his arm and punches an opponent from far away like he jumped on a gum-gum fruit. He does this by using the ripple to dull the pain of dislocating his shoulder before snapping it back.
Like walking on water, magnetizing plants, or controlling an enemy's muscles. It can even be transferred through solid surfaces like metal.
And he can catch his fists on fire and slam you senseless with his patented Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. It'll leave any monster smiling and satisfied.
Uh-huh. Jonathan took these skills as he, Zeppeli, and the definitely not just there for exposition Speedwagon invaded Dio's domain and waged war against an army of bloodthirsty zombies.
Including Dio's right-hand monsters, Rupert and Tarkus. Tarkus was strong enough to rip entire boulders out of the ground and slice through a cliff with one swing. He could even snap
Whoa.
JoJo's neck and cut our old pal Zeppeli in half. Rest in peace, creepy floating Italian man. Sorry you had to be born the mentor. Hope none of your relatives die horrifying death too.
Before succumbing, Zeppeli's last act was to pass his ripple onto Jonathan, not only allowing him to heal his own broken neck, but also combine their energies together.
And making JoJo strong enough to cut through Tarkus's giant arm. Not with his nifty new sword, Pluck, with his bare goddamn hand.
Whoa.
With this power boost, Jonathan faced Dio once and for all.
Joe.
Fisted him with his raging hot ripple. Wait.
Now, Fisted Dio was pretty impressive, considering Dio could later fight faster than light stands like Starplex.
The hell is that?
Even other Ripple users like Joseph can dodge beams of light too.
But more than his strength or speed, or even Haman, Jonathan's greatest strength was always his intelligence and unstoppable determination. It was that burning drive for justice that defeated Dio all those years ago, and the same one that defeated him again. But this victory was bittersweet.
He may be built like a brick shithouse, but Jonathan's got the personality of a golden retriever. Even after everything Dio did to him, all the lies and abuse and dad murder, Jonathan still loved him like a brother, and still cried those hot, wet 80s man-made tears.
And even after Dio returned on Jonathan's wedding night to murder him and steal his body, Jonathan sacrificed himself so his wife and unborn child could escape. But he did not die in vain. His bloodline would continue throughout the ages, spawning a line of illustrious and bizarre heroes who would crush Dio's plans and save the universe.
And they all had one thing in common. His name, Jojo. Wait, is the Ripple his dick?
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Blah, 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 blah. The sisters there.
Aside! I've sworn to slay all of Dio's demonic minions.
I don't know who you are, but you better leave her alone!
You poor wretch, shackled by the chains of this harpy's insidious mind control. On my honor, as a gentleman, I will free you!
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Did you bump your head?
What?
Total concentration! Water breathing!
Most unorthodox!
Most
Fight with battle, swordsman! I know the burning passion of my heart will carry me through!
Aww, he's kind of adorable! Like a puppy! I wonder if he has a caretaker nearby.
What?
You're mine! Valiant footwork! You will fall!
No kamikaze!
Huh.
Nice try!
Incredible! You could teach me a thing or two! Scarlet Overdrive!
His breathing is carrying some kind of energy. Like me. And that means I know how to stop him.
Whoa.
He's focusing on my neck! Does he know? Metal Silver Overdrive!
Yeah. I had a feeling.
I've got you!
Wait! He's going for my lungs!
Oh.
2 inches off. Did he dodge?
Whoa. Well, I wanted him to win, but holy crap. Wow.
She's my sister.
On my honor, as a gentleman, I will protect her with my life.
Oh no.
I'm not crying.
touch me. On paper, Tanjiro did initially seem to have more advantages in this bout.
For sure.
That's what
He'd
I
been
thought,
training
too.
for way longer than Jonathan, and with way more experienced teachers. Tanjiro's Demon Slayer journey took place over a couple of years, while Jonathan's Ripple training was less than a month.
Tanjiro was obviously a superior swordsman with a variety of powerful techniques and katana magic, while Jonathan really only improvised as a swordsman.
But that's where the advantages stop. Sure, Jonathan wasn't a natural swordsman, but he more than made up for it in hand-to-hand combat, while Tanjiro was pretty much out of options without a blade.
Jonathan also had an edge in strength. Comparing Tanjiro to Doma and Jojo to Tarkus, Jonathan was over twice as strong. And while Tanjiro later fought the more powerful Muzan, Jonathan did the same with Dio.
He was way faster too. While Tanjiro and his pals could dodge lightning, we can compare Jonathan to other Ripple users like Joseph who could dodge light, which is over 3,000 times faster. That might seem crazy, but in Part 3, Dio was able to keep up with stands like Star Platinum, which can move faster than light. Dio did this on his own, and that was while using Jonathan's body.
Even with multiple ways to predict Jonathan's movements and see the flow of his Ripple with X-ray vision, Tanjiro would not have been fast enough to keep up.
Especially with the Ripple backing him up. Sure, the water and fire Tanjiro generates is impressive, but Jonathan was tough enough to power through it. Tanjiro, though, had no way to defend against the Ripple bypassing his durability and directly messing with his organs.
Such as manipulating his muscles like a puppeteer, or directly shutting off his brain or heart, something other Ripple users have done to ordinary humans with a single zap. And Jonathan had the opportunity to do this literally every time Tanjiro blocked his blade.
Sure, Tanjiro could recover himself with a breath, but that'd be a breath spent healing and not, fighting.
And while Sun Breathing's overuse was dangerous to Tanjiro, Jojo's Hamon had no such drawback.
Which meant that Jojo could keep fighting for as long as he needed to.
The winner is Jonathan Joestar.
Okay. I gotta watch both of these shows. Thor again? What? Okay, screw that noise. That is amazing. Like, wow, Thor versus Vegeta. Like, I can't believe it. Like, what? What a time to be alive to watch something like this, And I haven't seen a Dragon Ball Z fight since, good lord, Android 18. I don't know. I gotta see, because I don't think I've watched every episode of Death Battle. But man, like, that is exciting. I don't know if they match up though, because I think now he's kind of matching up with them, because Thor lost everybody, all of his people except for a few of them. It can totally work. But I would like to see Vegeta versus like someone like Omni-Man or Goku. Or Goku go up against Omni-Man, like from Invincible. Like, I know people say that he wouldn't be able, but there's a lot of similarities between both the Viltrumites and the Saiyans. And, I believe that, like, that could actually make a really good death battle. I mean, it'll be interesting. Especially, like, maybe Omni-Man could still get, like, an advantage, for breathing in space. I mean, Thor should be able to also have an advantage to Vegeta because he can breathe in space. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. I think Vegeta, but I think my DBZ fans. Yeah, I don't think Thor has a chance against Vegeta. But we'll see on the next episode. This has been That Sexy Nerd Reacts, and please like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all later.